Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lions Den with another news and commentary. I want to give a shout out to The Guardian for this video. Now, with that being said, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell went on camera saying that he now condemns racism and he wants to fight racism with you, and now he wants to raise awareness to see what they can do to fight, to end racism. I'm going to be honest with you. Roger Goodell is full of it. And I'm going to explain to you why after this video. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, and I'm going to continue the rest of my commentary.
It has been a difficult time for our country, in particular, Black people in our country. First, my condolences to the families of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and all the families who have endured police brutality. We, the National Football League, condemn racism and the systematic oppression of Black people. We, the National Football League, admit we were wrong for not listening to NFL players earlier and encourage all to speak out and peacefully protest. We, the National Football League, believe Black Lives Matter. I personally protest with you and want to be part of the much-needed change in this country. Without Black players, there would be no National Football League. And the protests around the country are emblematic of the centuries of silence, inequality, and oppression of Black players, coaches, fans, and staff. We are listening. I am listening. And I will be reaching out to players who have raised their voices and others on how we can improve and go forward for a better and more united NFL family.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I'm going to give a shout out to The Guardian for the video that, for this video. Roger Goodell is full of it for a couple of reasons. One, he said he condemned racism and he condemned police brutality. Why now you want to come out and say that? After what you did to Colin Kaepernick, he took a knee in the 2016 NFL season to raise awareness about racism, police brutality. And your NFL owners has refused to even sign Colin Kaepernick because, and this is why I know that Roger Goodell is so full of it, and all of a sudden now you have Black players just speaking out in protest against after the death of George Floyd. Until, like I said on my previous video about the situation, about Roger Goodell saying this, until you sign Colin Kaepernick, into an NFL team, we have nothing to discuss. We don't want to hear anything from you, Roger Goodell, or NFL. And I know I heard Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. I heard his podcast the other day that says that now they're not going to sign Colin Kaepernick 4 years later. But even though the NFL is full of it, and then he also says that, basically, there's still a distrust on both sides between the league and Colin Kaepernick and his people. So I don't think that the NFL are going to sign Colin Kaepernick anyway. But the thing of it is that Roger Goodell should have done this. He should have said something 4 years ago. And this will be a nip in the bud. Now, I know some people are going to go out and say, well, Roger Goodell did try to talk to NFL owners about signing Colin Kaepernick because basically he didn't violate no NFL rules of even taking a knee. And remember, at first, Colin Kaepernick didn't take a knee. He was sitting on the bench until a military personnel guy told Colin Kaepernick the only way you respect the person is by taking a knee. This is what military people do. And Colin Kaepernick listened to him. And then ever since he took a knee, along with other NFL players, all hell broke loose. Because you got to deal with these white fans that didn't like what Colin Kaepernick is doing. And we got our lovely president on top of that, saying, get that son of a bitch out. He's fired. So you got all this stuff going on. And then now, 4 years later, ever since all these killings between Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and now George Floyd, all this stuff happening now. Roger Goodell want to come out and say, now we condemn racism. We need to fight racism. But where's all that stuff coming from now? Why have y'all talk about this 4 years ago when Colin Kaepernick took a knee? This wouldn't have happened if you blackball the brother, you kick Colin Kaepernick out of the league, and then you playing these silly games with him, along with doing an NFL tryout. And, Colin Kaepernick knew something fishy about that, so he did his own personal tryout, and things didn't settle at the time. And now all of a sudden, you want to basically say we condemn racism. We're trying to fight bigotry and racial discrimination and police brutality. Now you want to come out, Roger Goodell, huh? See, ladies and gentlemen, it's funny that it took an incident like a George Floyd to finally get Roger Goodell to understand the situation. This, to me, ladies and gentlemen, is bullshit. And I'm going to tell you why it's bullshit. Because Roger Goodell should have acted 4 years ago when Colin Kaepernick, along with other NFL players, to peacefully protest against racial equality and police brutality. Roger Goodell didn't do that. The NFL owners, who's predominantly white, let's keep it real. You got one who's a Pakistani American who owned the Jaguars, and now you have an Asian American, an Asian couple who own the Buffalo Bills. But other than that, the owners is predominantly white. If you want to know what you want to do, Roger Goodell, let's start off with get a black owner. Let a black billionaire own an NFL team. Or if you want to do even more constructive, reach out to the black community. Listen to them of what racism and police brutality did to them. Talk to the families that lost a black man or a black woman through police brutality. If you really want to make a change, Roger Goodell. But this is, to me, unless and again, ladies and gentlemen, unless they want to sign Colin Kaepernick, and I still preach to this day, unless they sign this brother, and again, I hear Mike Florio saying that he's no good, like everybody else will say that 4 years later. And keep in mind, during those 4 years later, Colin Kaepernick been training every day. He's been throwing the football every day, passing around. So, and even though he's in his early 30s, he can still play the damn football. Tom Brady's only 40-something years old, and he's still playing. Why not Colin Kaepernick? But see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I said that you can't trust what you can't trust what Roger Goodell is saying or the NFL owners, because all they want is trying to bring black fans back. That's the only reason why they're doing this. But yet they don't want to lose any more money, because again, if you don't sign Colin Kaepernick, then black fans wouldn't watch NFL at all. But if you do sign Colin Kaepernick, then the white fans feel some type of way and not watching or boycotting watching the games and stuff. So either way, they're screwed. So I don't believe what this man is saying. I'm sorry. I'll be highly surprised if they sign Colin Kaepernick and they try to do what's right with with racism and police brutality. But until that happens, I don't believe what this man is saying. Neither does the NFL owners. So y'all tell me what you think about this. Like, click, subscribe, and remember to click the notification bell for all the news and commentary. With that being said, this is Lions signing off. Deuces.